We got my man Robin on the bay over there doing some valve blasting. Yeah, guys, what Matt and I used to do. Oh, well. Hello viewers, welcome to Kids Auto and Truck Repair. Today we have a 2014 Ford F150. Customer complaint on this vehicle is the check engine light remains on the dash while the engine is running. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in the vehicle and connect the scan tool so we can see what codes we have in the engine computer. Let's see if the check engine light is gonna remain on the dash while the engine is running, while the vehicle is here. Behind the camera, we have our famous cameraman, Matt. Matt, thanks for being here. And I also have to mention that the owner stated that this vehicle failed the emissions test. They took it to go get the emissions test done. It failed. So there are some codes in the engine computer. So let's go in the vehicle so we can see what we got. All right, so now I'm going to start the truck. Let's see if the check engine light is gonna remain on. This vehicle has 211,000 miles, 067. It's a lot of miles. So the truck is running. I hope you can hear it. I'm gonna show you guys the dash. The check engine light is on the dash. So customer's complaint confirmed. So let's turn off the engine. I'm going to turn the key on. I got my scan tool connected to the vehicle. We got my man Robin on the bay over there doing some valve blasting. I hope that noise is not gonna ruin our video. No? Cameraman Matt? All right, let's scan this and see what happens. Now, the guys that own this truck, it's actually a company nearby. They have a couple trucks. And they told us that they do some of the maintenance themselves, but they don't do like electrical and electronic diagnosis. So they said, Dio, we just want you to figure out, we want you to figure out why this thing failed emissions test and fix it for us. I said, okay. So let's do a code scan. Let's see. Okay, so we have two codes in the engine computer. First code is P0446-00, EVAP system vent control circuit. Okay, something is going on with the control circuit of the vent solenoid. And then second code is P2610-00, ECM/PCM, engine off, timer performance. Interesting. So in this video, I'm gonna focus on this P0446 trouble code. So let's keep scrolling down. On the generic side of the scan tool, we have P0446, EVAP system vent control circuit. So this issue or this code is usually caused by two things. Either a problem in the EVAP vent solenoid circuit, okay, we could have an open in the circuit, or we could have a vent solenoid that's opened. So now what I want to do is I want to go into the engine computer. Let's see if there are some bidirectional tests that we can do to test the EVAP system. EVAP system test gross leak. Start engine, depress throttle body. I'll rev it up. So the engine is still cold. It's not going to do this test. Because when we do this EVAP leak test, this can give us an indication of whether the vent solenoid is working or not. Because if it's not closing, the test is not gonna go through. So since there's a code about the vent solenoid, what I want to do is let's turn off the engine. This should be pretty straightforward. Let's go under the truck and do a visual inspection around the vent solenoid and see what we're gonna see. Okay, so now let's go under the truck and do a visual inspection. But if we don't see anything, we can try to turn on. Actually, let me see if I can do it right now. Let's see if we can turn on if we have a bidirectional test about the vent right here. Evaporative canister vent solenoid. Good, okay, right there. So we can turn on the vent solenoid with our scan tool. Let's go back there. We're gonna use a test light. We're gonna connect it to the vent solenoid electrical connector, and then we're going to turn it on with our scan tool. If the test light lights, that will tell us that the circuit is good. Then at that point, the issue would be the actual solenoid itself. So now let's go under the truck. So Matt, you were asking about this. So Robin is doing some sand blasting over here. We are cleaning the back of the valves on this TDI vehicle. So Matt, if you can come over here and show everyone what Robin is doing here. I don't know if you can see in there. Do you see how clean this is? Look at the back of the valves. Then look over here. Yeah, look how clean that is. Now versus over there. See that? Yeah. So valve blasting, it works. And we're gonna be recommending this to our customers because on TDI injectors, TDI systems, direct injection vehicles, this is a must. It has to be done. So let's go under the F-150. So we got the truck up in the air. Oh, well. Look at this. You see this cameraman, Matt? We got lucky. Actually, this over here is the vent solenoid, and this is the vent solenoid wiring.
How did that even twist up like that?
So someone was here, I guess mice just chewed up this wiring. Oh, look. We might have to change this whole connector. You see that? You see the green? Yeah, look at that. You see the green crusty stuff? Yeah, and it's, yeah, even over here. So I'm gonna have to get a, yeah, okay. Well, this is pretty easy. We're gonna have to fix this wiring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it, the whole connector. We can get a connector from our aftermarket friends. Maybe Napa. I'll get a connector, yeah, see? That's why we have a circuit code, because, mice got down here and chewed up the wiring of the vent solenoid. All right, so that's it. We got lucky on this one, Matt. This is gonna be pretty straightforward. I'm gonna get the wiring for the vent solenoid. We have to fix it. It's a 2-wire connector. I'm gonna use some shrink type butt connectors. I'll fix the wiring and then I'll bring you guys back up once it's fixed. And then we're gonna clear the code, and after that, this should be good to go. So I'm gonna get the wiring and then I'll bring you guys back up. I fixed the wiring. Here it is. Matt, if you can show everyone. Look how nice and clean that looks right there. Just like factory, baby. Nice. Okay, so now let's lower the truck so we can clear the code and take this on a test drive. And after that, this should be good to go. So we're back in the vehicle. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna turn the key on. Let's go to functional test again. Actually, since the issue was the wiring, let me try to turn on the vent solenoid. Let me see if we can hear it from here. It should click when I turn it on. Can you hear it? Mm-hmm. Is the mic picking it up?
You might have to put your mic out in the outside, like hold it out.
Really? Okay, yeah. Let me. Can you hear it? Pretty loud. You should be able to hear it.
Can I do it? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. Because it wasn't doing this before, so it's fixed. Now I'm gonna clear the codes, and then we're gonna go on a test drive. So let's clear the codes. Then we do a key on, engine off, self test. Yeah, that's me doing the test.
Oh.
Yeah. Matt is like, what? Yeah. So when you do on Fords, when you do key on, engine off, self test, it turns on a bunch of it turns on a bunch of outputs, devices like fans. There's a code for the AC demand out of self test range. Okay, something going on with the AC, but they told us, this company told us to fix what's caused this to fail the emissions test. So this code over here will not cause the car to fail the emission test. This code P1464. Okay, so this is not gonna cause the car to fail the emissions test. So now let me clear all the codes again, and then we should be good to go. Do we have to go on a test drive for this? I mean, maybe. We got lucky today, Matt. This was pretty straightforward, pretty easy.
Thought we were gonna need the back probing tools.
I know. No back probing tools needed. No lab scope. Nothing.
No.
We don't usually get lucky. We got lucky this time. Easy peasy. Let me scan this one more time.
I remember one time we did this Sprinter van.
Yeah.
We were at it for like 3 hours.
3
Scope and everything.
I'm telling you. Well, this is what some people think when they take the car in for diagnosis. They're like, oh, you're just going to change this wire and then that's it. Well, you know,
I
like.
forget what the issue was with that Sprinter, but it took us forever.
Forever to figure it out? Yeah, I know.
It was way back. That's when I first started.
Way back? Man.
That's when I was holding your other camera,
the tiny little one? Oh, really? Way back then, yeah. So we still have the code on the OBD side, but that's fine. It's gonna go away. Yeah, guys, what Matt and I used to do. But you know, can you imagine? That was only like.
I was getting ready to be a year.
Oh.
I did all that. Actually, it is.
Has it been a year already? Time is flying, buddy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep. You've been here for a while, Matt.
You're getting old now.
Matt's getting old. All right, let's just go on a quick test drive and then we should be good. Okay, so now we're gonna go on a test drive, quick test drive, and then when we get back, we can do our EVAP system test. Actually, we technically don't need to take this on a test drive, but I need to get the engine hot to get the EVAP test to run. Okay, let's see. Someone is blocking the way. What the heck is that? Now the car is gonna start beeping for you, Matt. Get your seatbelt on. The ABS light came on, traction control, brake light. But they told me they just wanted me to fix what's causing the check engine light to be on. So right there we have more lights that came on. ABS light is on, brake light, traction control light is on. You notice when we were in the shop, this light wasn't on. And when we started driving, the ABS light came on and the traction control light came on and the brake light came on too. That is usually caused by a wheel speed sensor issue. Actually, let me see what codes we have. Let me go into the engine computer. Let's see if there's a code there. Key on engine running. Oh, no. I don't want to do a self-test. See? Brake difference between brake circuit. There's like a pressure issue here. Okay, well. But this company that owns this truck, they service their own trucks. Yeah, so they told me we just wanted to pass the emissions test, and we don't use this truck as much as we used to. So we just want to take care of the check engine light. I was like, okay. It needs bearings too.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, the noise, it's growling. Oh. Yeah, you hear it? Whoa. There you go. Yeah, this thing needs wheel bearings very badly. Oh, this is bad. Oh yeah, here. Yeah, man. I mean, it has over 200,000 miles, and I don't think these bearings, the way it sounds like these bearings have never been changed.
How many miles on it?
Over 200.
Oh wow.
Yeah, over 200,000 miles. Well, guys, I tell you what, about the EVAP thing, that is good. I know the EVAP code is not gonna come back. That vent solenoid circuit code, we fixed that. So that is good. All right, so now let me see if this is gonna allow me to do the EVAP system test, functional test, special function. So EVAP system test, gross leak. Let's try that. Fuel is out of range. What? Oh, because the fuel tank is full. But I mean, it's fine. It's good. It's fine. We can end the video here, guys. Just take my word for it. I wanted to do the fuel, yeah, but it said the fuel level in the tank has to be between 15%, between 15 and 85%. It's way full, so it's over 85%. Like I said, they told me to just take care of the check engine light. Everything else they will do themselves. So. All right, guys, that's it. This was a quick and easy one. The code that we had about the EVAP vent solenoid circuit code was being caused by the wiring that got chewed up by mice. We fixed the wiring, we replaced the connector. Now all is well. So in this video, using our natural scan tool is what helped us fix this. Okay, we used our natural scan tool that we were born with, which is our eyes. Okay, you gotta use your own scan tools sometimes. That's what we used. Okay, so again, we looked at the code and then we fixed the wiring and all is well. So I hope you liked the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. We don't usually get lucky like this. This was a quick and easy one, so I can take these all day, every day. Okay, but you know, challenging projects are also good. That's what keeps us sharp and that's what keeps us better. Okay, so get in the comment section. Let us know what you think. If you're a subscriber coming back to this, thank you. If you are not, please subscribe. I appreciate you all. Thank you for supporting us, bring more business to us. We're growing because of you, and I can't thank you guys enough. My man, cameraman Matt, thanks for being behind the camera. See you guys next time.